How's it going, folks? Well, shut that off for now. Got the air conditioner working good enough to keep it not cold, but cool and comfortably cool in here, thanks to my neighbor. My wife and I were both going to go see our grandbabies in Knoxville last night. My daughter, I was going to fill up her car so she'd have gas to run over to the house and back to let the dogs out and feed them. All of a sudden decides her car just doesn't want to start. Now, whether she has anything to do with that or not, who knows? She says no, but she's already expressed how disappointed she is in her $800 car that is just now starting to give her trouble. The only trouble she had before was the trouble of not being able to get the tag because the guy kind of skipped out on her. And he washed the tag, got the tag wet, and it basically washed everything. All the letters came off of the front of it. Now, she thinks that she's going to get a vehicle around 130,000 miles or less. And I'll pose this to you so you guys can all rein in on this because she'll watch this video. 130,000 miles or less for around $5,000. Now, when you quit laughing, would you point to me the $130,000 or less vehicle for $5,000? Because I got to see this one. I don't see a $5,000 or less vehicle here. And this is the lot she was wanting to come to. What are you honking for, idiot? I've only got one thing to say to her. Dream, 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 dream. When that's all that is a stinking dream. Because there's no way on this earth she's gonna get 130,000 mile car for any $5,000, unless it's just some old grandma that's got an extra car laying around that don't want it. I mean, her car's got 130,000 miles on it. course, the guy knew he was attempting to screw somebody over, so he never answered his text messages or phone calls after the deal was done. Of course, she only paid $800 for the car too. We kicked in another, I think we kicked in like 5 on it. It's either 300 or 500, something like that. I think it was around like $1,200 when it was done and said, and drove it home. But yeah, she's a little out of her freaking mind if she thinks she's going to get a 130,000 mile car for under $5,000. And she has to have it under $5,000 or she'll never be able to afford the payments on it. It's just the type of job she's got, she just can't. Tell you what, kids these days. And I mean, the thing that tears me up about stuff like this is the kids act like they think I'm mad at them because they've got a specific goal set in mind that they're going to try and hit. I'm not mad at them. I just get frustrated because it's impossible. I mean, like I said, yeah, they might find some grandma who's got some old rundown piece of crap sitting in their in their barn or out in the back of their field or something that they can buy for around that price range. But you're not going to get anything in any car lot around here like that for that price. Like I said, her car's got 130,000 miles on it. Or probably 140 now. I don't know. But the only thing wrong with hers is the 2002 Pontiac Grand Am GT with the tunnel ram system on the front of it for the air. And her ignition is now not functioning properly. So a friend of hers or her boyfriend, I'm not sure who, took the car down supposedly to GM and had a new spacer or some kind of garbage like that put on it for the recall for the ignition, and asked her not to put a bunch of keys and stuff on her keychain to where it'll be real heavy. And I'm like, then she shows me a portion of an invoice which references a recall. Now, I don't know if that means that it was actually done or if he just copied off a part of somebody else's invoice for her so she could show me and shut me up about not letting the little side shop do it. Because initially she was telling me that they were waiting on her ignition to come in, and that when it was replaced, that she'd have a new key. And I'm like, no, that's not a recall replacement then. I told her, I was like, if you get a recall replacement through the dealer, it'll be keyed the exact same way the ignition is in your dash right now, so that you don't have to have another key. I said the key code, the cut of your key is actually tied to your VIN number on your vehicle. So if you ever lose your key, you can go into the dealership, get a new key cut from their records, go out and plug it into the truck or car or whatever, crank it right up, and you're good to go. then she wanted to argue with me on it, like I didn't know what I'm talking about. Now, the way I can express, because maybe you guys will listen to me, she sure as heck wasn't. The way I could express that was a thing is when I moved out here, when my wife and I first got together, I had a white 1990 Cavalier Z24. That thing was a rocket. 5-speed, 3.1 liter V6, and it would fly. I'd make it from Memphis to Knoxville in 7 hours. I know. 5 hours. And that's with stopping for gas and to let my wings cool. But I had to take it easy in a couple spots because I knew right where at the time I knew right where the state patrol was sitting and what days they'd be there. Anyway, I lost the key, the ignition key to my 1990 Cavalier Z24. I had another vehicle at the time, my 89 Silverado Sport pickup truck. So I just went into the dealership where I bought my truck, where the truck was originally sold from, and gave them my VIN number. Of course, back then, that was before people tried to grow a brain and use the VIN numbers to get keys cut and then to go steal the car. I took my VIN number in there and told them I needed a new ignition key. And they cut me a brand new ignition key right there on the spot. And I asked them about the locks. If I had to have a new lock because the key wouldn't work or whatever, what would that cost me? And of course he told me outright. He says, well, that'll cost you a couple $100, and we have to order it because they have to key the tumblers in the lock to match your ignition key. Oh, okay. So then I get little genius over here that gets the ignition replaced and telling me she's going to have a new key. Like, no, you shouldn't have. It's the same key. Besides that, her car has those resistors built into the black plastic on the top of the key. And I told her, I was like, jeez, thing's not cooperating with me today. But it's got the resistor built into the top of her key, so you can't just go get another key made. You gotta have the resistor and everything else in the lock mechanism, the cylinder. And it's gotta evidently match up however it does magically through the mysteries of science. But yeah, she's wanting to argue with me, so I finally just quit talking. And then last night we got into the discussion about her getting another car, which I'm all for it. But she thinks she's going to find a $5,000 or less car with less than 132,000 miles on it that's not like a Yugo or something like that. It's just not going to happen. Plain and simple. Love her to death, but just not realistic. But you can't tell kids anything. They've got to learn this stuff for themselves the hard way, so it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, I drove clear to Knoxville and clear back today, and I'm hurting. I'm hurting big time. But fixing to take my butt in there and lay down and get some rest, because my old bones need it. I've been up since I left here at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been gone for 12 hours. I went clear to Knoxville, spent time with the kids, the grandkids, and my mother. Talked about a few things that needed talking out, and then I packed it up and headed right back home. She's like, well, I thought you were going to spend the day here or spend some time with us or go out to eat with us. I'm like, no, not the way I'm feeling now. I won't. Sorry. Just, I'm aching all over for some stupid reason. I don't know why. So, yeah, no, I'm going to go in and get me some rest, and then probably about dark, I'm going to get up and come out here and mow this grass that's gotten way out of hand already. Up here next to the road, it's not so bad, but back there behind the house, it's like somebody's just walking out the door and throwing fertilizer all over the ground, and it needs cut bad. So we'll get that knocked down, and got some other stuff I plan on doing in the future, the very near future here. Getting rid of a couple more cars, and putting up my portable garage finally, getting stuff like that all arranged. Take my shed, all the stuff out of my shed, and put it in the portable garage, tear it down, redo the roof on my house because it's got holes in it now. So I got plenty coming up, but we'll see how it turns out, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again soon.